Welcome back to Runecast, everybody. And if it's Friday night, you know what that means. It's Friday is Freya's day, and it's time for Love Runes. So we have a few extra elements here, and we will get into all of that in just a minute. So today's question, we're going to mix up the herbs right now. We're going to take a little sage to clear the air. I got my sage from my runic apothecary. Take the sage. And of course, since it's love runes, we're going to throw a little nettles on the fire. Nettles correspond with Freya for Freya's day. And we're also going to call on the goddess Berchta and put a little lady's mantle on there. And so we will put that there. And Berchta will help guide us. We're going to be asking the question, where do we go from here? So we're asking, where do we go from here? You may have just started a relationship. This is a good question to ask if maybe you're in the middle of a relationship, or you're thinking maybe it's the end of this relationship. So where do we go from here is like an ideal question to ask the runes when you're, in the beginning, middle, or end, and you just need some clarity of where we're going to go. So I will put this incense brazier off to the side, along with our flame. I've chosen the compass as one of the icons. We always like to have Nerthus, the Earth Mother Goddess, here. Instead of the chalice, tonight we're going to use the resurrection plant. This is the plant that you put into water on a waxing moon when you're wishing for things to increase or grow. So it's a very sacred plant. I love that. I always have one around my altar when I'm getting ready to do a working where you want things to blossom or grow. So if you don't know about this plant, you can look it up online. It's pretty cool. It stays dormant for years. You put it in water and it blooms. It becomes green and beautiful. So this little bud right now is all curled up, and it's waiting for its bath in water, which we will do probably here shortly. I have the stones, so we're going to use the stones. We may use the tines for clarifiers if we need some clarifiers. Again, the question is, where do we go from here? So you will choose your reading between the compass, the Earth Mother Goddess, or the resurrection plant. There's also another name for this plant. I forgot what it was. We will start out with the compass. This will be your first reading. We'll put the compass right here. And we shall dump out the runes and see what we get. Okay, if you chose the compass, this is your reading. Where do we go from here? I'm going to dump them out. Let's see what we get. First one comes to mind. The first one I see is this one. So I'm going to put the compass up here. There's the first one. Urus came out. Ride-ho. Yera is showing. Well, there's a little bit of a story going on here. Fehu. Manas. This one turned over. This one turned over. Let's clear these other ones away. We got quite a few here. Sieg, Nerthus, Pertho. Okay, where do we go from here? Okay. Okay, this tells quite a story. First off, I can tell you had a partnership that recently So this indicates this is probably a relationship that has just gone through some kind of disruption, okay? You had a partnership and the two of you are apart. This situation that I'm looking at, this will be the past. We'll do these 3 for the present and these 3 for what's likely to happen in the future. Okay, so these 4, the past situation was a partnership that was broken. It left you drained. This rune is a rune of the sun, a solar reunion, a cycle. Also, Yira is in here too. So right-ho being reversed likely means that, you know, this may have been a while ago that this breakup occurred. Or an argument or something where you're not really together anymore. And it indicates a cycle of time has passed since that happened. In the present, these 3 are showing that there's some love and affection still there. There's a lot of introspection going on between the two of you, but it's looking very favorable for you both right now. Maybe you're thinking about getting back together. This is what you're thinking about right now. The two of you seem to make a good couple. Things look good in the present, but of course you're still thinking about all of that stuff that happened so long ago. But Ing is a rune of fertility. Manas is sometimes called the marriage rune or the soulmate rune or whatever, but it's really more a rune about introspection and looking inward on oneself. Maybe you realize some of the mistakes that you have made in the past, but it looks like you're falling in love again. Okay? It looks like you're falling in love again. For the future, we have these 3. For the future, we see Sig or Suelu, we see Nerthus, and we see Perthro reversed. So this to me would indicate in the future things look bright, but there's a need, this indicates birth, or some people call it mystery or secrets. When it's reversed like this, it will usually mean that this would indicate be cautious and mindful not to keep secrets from one another anymore. So this would indicate, and also with Sig being down here, true, this is also the rune of Suna, enlightenment, higher spiritual being, or Baldur, the pure one, the sun god. So for me, this would indicate that in order for this to work in the future, there is a need for you to stay true to one another. Make sure not to keep secrets from one another. If there's something left over from all of this that happened in the past, if there's anything left over there for this to survive, you want to make sure and get all of that stuff out from the past, and don't let it bottle up things that are coming in the future for the two of you. Okay, very good. So that was the reading for the compass. Excuse me. If you chose Nerthus, the Earth Mother Goddess, this will be your reading. I'm going to put them all back in the bag. Back in the bag. We will mix them up. kind of mentally called to the Norns and to Berchta. We're asking Berchta to be here with us and help guide us. And then we shall dump them out. Okay, Oath, Ehwas, Algis, Perthro, Fehu, Ing, Lagus, and Sieg. So we got a lot of runes to deal with here. Let's take a look at your reading. Okay. Where do we go from here? Okay. Right now, in this reading here, it looks like there's a marriage and a partnership that is going well. You feel like you're in a protected state and this partnership is balanced and you're going places. Your home is secured. So for your journey for now and the present and the future, again, we see Perthro here reversed, which means that maybe there's something you're not telling one another. Either one or both of you have something to tell. That needs to come out in order for this love to blossom, but it does look positive. Okay, we see Ingwas, which is a primary, like a fertility rune. It means harvest. It's very good. It's also the rune of Vanaheim, which is the higher spiritual consciousness or influence, so it's very good. Lagus is also a rune of love, flow and power. And then Sieg, which is the rune of sun, Balder, and the sun goddess Suna, which is all about enlightenment, solar power, beauty, and perfection. So where do we go from here? Everything looks good in the present and boding well for the future, but there is something right here that you probably, one or both of you, need to get off your chest. Don't be afraid to be honest with one another, as Balder was always honest, true, and good. So you want to make sure and be honest with one another to keep this good thing going, but it bodes very, very well for the two of you. So once again, this is very good, very good. Now, if you chose the resurrection plant, this will be your reading. Where do we go from here? Let's put these back in the bag. Okay, let's mix them up. Call out to the Norns. Also the goddess Berchta, who helps us. Okay, let's pour these out. Let's see what we got. If you chose the resurrection plant, here is your reading. Let's see what we got. Yira, Uruz, Ansuz, Ethwas, and that is it. We might have to throw the tines to get some clarifiers here and just see a little bit about where do we go from here. So in this interaction with the two of you, it's been a while. It's been a while. There's some communication issues between the two of you. Uruz is reversed, meaning that you know, it's probably drained you of your primal strength, whatever's happened. So, you know, in the past, it looks like, you know, there was a good symbiosis going there for a while. But we need to build our strength from whatever happened back here. There was a lack of communication or maybe some dishonest communication that created the present situation that you're in. Okay? That's what that shows. Now, let's throw the tines and see if we can get a little clarifier on it, because we didn't just get a whole lot on that one. So let's see what we get. Okay. What do I see here? This is interesting what's going on here. These kind of fell out of the picture. What this looks like to me is, you know, incomplete in some ways. I want to say Year is trying to form here. It also looks like Ansu, so communication is definitely the key. There's not a lot of good communication between the two of you. I'm going to throw them again and see what's going on with this communication. And this keeps trying to form. I think it's trying to tell us there's a need. This looks like Fehu's trying to form, but again, it's in clear. One more time, we're going to throw them and see what we get. Okay. So this is definitely Thurazaz coming through here. Thurazaz and Ansu's. So this would indicate, you know, a primal force of change, something powerful. Thurazaz is the third rune. It represents Thor and thunder and thorn, all the TH words. 3, it's the third rune in the row. So it's a primal rune. There's usually, you know, indicates, you know, some strife and something, you know, some pain that has to be gone through to overcome. So when we're asking the question, where do we go from here? With this indicated here, with Ithwas indicated here, this looks more like a strengthening that needs to happen. It's going to be hard to go through. And I kind of feel like, you know, Nerthus came up a couple of times in the tines. And sometimes I disregard that because that's like one of the easiest things to form when you throw the tines. You know, a stick lays like this and a stick lays like that. And you have to discern, is it really Nerthus or did they just fall outside like that? But it kept coming up. So whatever's going on right now is necessary. It's uncomfortable. It's powerful, what you're going through, but it's necessary in order to for you to gain your strength back. So I would say this is more a rune of self-healing and strength, getting your strength back. Being aware, going on the hunt again. It's a hunter's rune. It's represented by the yew tree and the bow, which bows were traditionally made from yew, Y-E-W, that wood. So I would tend to think that in order to strengthen that this would indicate that you're probably getting ready to strike out on your own again. As much as it hurts, it's necessary, and it looks like in this reading here that it's time to move on. Okay, I hope that shed some light on the situation for you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you on the next video.